Hi everyone, it's Miss Mary Ellen. Welcome to StoryBreak. Today we're going to be reading some stories about Thanksgiving. But first, let's do the song we always do when we get together. The more we get together, together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we clap together, together, the more we clap together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we clap together, the happier we'll be. The more we sing together, together, the more we sing together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we sing together, the happier we'll be. Okay, everybody. So, I have another song that I'm just going to do really quick, and then we have a book that has the words to the same song. And it's called Over the River. And imagine a long, long time ago, before they had cars, and you were going to your grandmother's house, and you were going in a horse-pulled sled. Wouldn't that be fun? I bet it would be. Okay, so here's how the song goes. It goes, over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we'll go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the cold and windy snow. Over the river and through the woods, oh how the wind does blow. It stings your nose and bites the toes as over the snow it goes. Couldn't remember all the words to that. Okay, anyway, here's our book. Over the River, A Turkey's Tale. And in this story, what makes it kind of fun, if you can see the pictures, is look at the pictures and see if it's doing or explaining the same thing that the words say. Okay. Over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh. See, the little turkey is showing his pilgrim doll to the horse. Through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the woods. The boy is showing his dog. These are what he's looking for. What is it? Maybe you can't see this. He's looking for a turkey. Oh, how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose as over the ground we go. Over the river and through the woods to have a first-rate play. Oh, hear the bell ring, ting-a-ling-ling, hooray for Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the woods, trot fast, my dapple gray. That's the color of a horse. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound. For this is Thanksgiving Day. And that was Over the River, A Turkey's Tale by Derek Anderson. Okay, I have another song for us to do. And you know how we usually do if you're happy and you know it? Well, what do you think we're going to do for Thanksgiving? If you're thankful, okay, are you ready? If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're thankful and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're thankful and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're thankful and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Okay, I have another book here, and it's called One is a Feast for a Mouse, a Thanksgiving Tale by Judy Cox. And sometimes on Thanksgiving, people take more food and try to eat more food than they really should. And we'll see what happens to this little mouse in this story. After Thanksgiving dinner, Mouse crept out of his hidey hole and looked around. The house was quiet. Dad snoozed in the chair with his book. Mom dozed in front of the TV. Outside, the kids played football in the crisp yellow leaves. Cat curled up by the fire. He yawned and stretched his stripy tail. Then he closed his greeny eyes and went to sleep. See, this is Mouse. He's looking at everybody else in the house. Mouse scampered up the tablecloth. Thanksgiving leftovers were still on the table. So much to eat. Mouse saw a teensy tiny, toothsome green pea all by itself under a plate. Give thanks, he thought. One will be a feast for me. Mouse rolled the pea across the tablecloth to take it back to his hidey hole. See, here's Mouse with his pea. But his eyes were bigger than his stomach. He saw 6 leftover cranberries, glowing like rubies on a silver saucer. I'll just take one, he said to himself. One is a feast for me. He balanced one cranberry on top of the pea and started once again across the table to his hidey hole. Just then, he saw 3 olives, black and shiny in a dish. I'll just take one, he thought. One is a feast for me. He put the olive on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and carried the tidbits across the table. Then he saw the carrot sticks, crunchy and munchy and orange. I'll just take one, he said. One is a feast for me. He stuck one carrot stick into the hole in the olive, balanced both on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and started back to his hidey hole. Then he saw the mashed potatoes. Mouse potatoes? There was just one scoop left. I'll just take the plate, Mouse thought. What a feast I will have. He balanced the plate of potatoes on top of the carrot stick, in the hole, in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. Mouse started off across the table. Then he saw the gravy, brown and luscious in the silver gravy boat. Gravy for the mouse potatoes, he thought. I must have that for my feast. And he balanced the gravy boat on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick, stuck in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and he started off. But then he spotted the pumpkin pie. One slice of pie, brown and dimpled, with a collar of fluffy cream. So he balanced the pie on top of the gravy boat, on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot, stuck in the hole in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and he started off across the table. The pie slid, but Mouse caught it just in time. Mouse bobbed and bobbled across the tablecloth on the way to his hidey hole for his Thanksgiving feast. He didn't see Cat creeping closer and closer and closer. But Mouse saw the turkey, brown and juicy, surrounded with parsley. Much was gone, but there was enough left for a mouse feast, or even two. I'll just add that, thought Mouse. And he carefully placed the turkey platter on the very top of his pile, on top of the pie, on top of the gravy, on top of the, do you remember what's next? The mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick stuck in the hole in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. Here we go. He started off across the table to his hidey hole, and there, at the table's edge, he met Cat, greedy-eyed and hungry, clawing up the table on the tablecloth. Uh-oh. Mouse skidded to a stop. The turkey wibbled and wobbled, slid and slipped. Mouse danced to keep his feast balanced, pirouetted like a ballerina, juggled like a platter spinner. But off slid the turkey, whoosh, with a plop, landing smack on Cat. Down crashed the pumpkin pie and the boat with the gravy. Down crashed the mashed potatoes with a clatter that woke Mom. Down fell the carrot stick, still impaled in the olive. Down went the cranberry, which rolled, leaving a red track across the tablecloth. Down went the pea, all caterwampus off the table, rolling onto the floor. Off scampered Mouse, quick as a bandit, back to his hidey hole ahead of Cat. He huddled in his hidey hole. His heart pitter-pattered. He peered out. Down came the broom on the stripy, greeny-eyed Cat. "Bad kitty!" shouted Mom. "Outside!" And she swept the cat out of the door. Mouse looked around, whiskers trembling with fright. No Thanksgiving feast for me, he thought. Just then he spotted, glowing in the corner, one teensy-tiny, round and toothsome, green and luscious pea. Give thanks. One is a feast for me. Okay, that's called One is a Feast for a Mouse by Judy Cox. Okay, and now I have a story to tell with the flannel board. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful, big, fat turkey, and he lived on a farm. Can you see him? One day, just before Thanksgiving, he went for a walk. On the way, he met a dog. The dog said, "Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee, you're the funniest turkey I ever did see." And Tommy Turkey said, "What's wrong with me?" And the dog said, "Look at your color. It's not very pretty. You would look better if you were red." So Tommy Turkey hurried home and dyed his feathers a beautiful, bright red. And he walked down the street, and he met a bear. And when the bear saw Tommy Turkey, do you know what he did? He started laughing. "Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee, you're "You're the funniest turkey I ever did see." And Tommy Turkey said, "What's wrong with me?" And Bear said, "Who ever heard of a red turkey? You would look much better if you were green." Well, Tommy rushed home, washed off all his feathers, washed all the red off, and he dyed them a nice, bright green. So he kept walking, walking, walking. And who do you think he saw next? It was a duck. And when the duck saw Tommy Turkey, do you know what he did? He laughed. "Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee, you're the funniest turkey I ever did see." And by now, poor Tommy Turkey was practically crying. He said, "What's wrong with me?" And the duck said, "Who ever heard of a green turkey? You would look much better if you were orange." So Tommy Turkey ran home, washed all the green off, and colored his feathers a nice, bright orange, and kept going for a walk. Now, soon he met a man and a woman. And do you know what they did when they saw him? They laughed too. "Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee, you're the funniest turkey we ever did see." And Tommy Turkey said, "What's wrong with me? What's wrong with how I look?" And the man and the woman said, "You would look much better if you were rainbow colored." So they took Tommy Turkey to their house and they colored him all the colors of the rainbow. The end. Do you think he looks better? Okay. All right, we're going to just do one scarf song, and it's the Gray Squirrel song. Have you ever sung this with me? Maybe not. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Wrinkle up your little nose, hold an acorn in your toes. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Okay. All right. I have one more story for us, The Night Before Thanksgiving by Natasha Wing. This is part of a whole set. She has books, Natasha Wing has written books the night before, lots and lots of different days. So if you like this, you might look for her other books here at the library. The Night Before Thanksgiving. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the nation, families got ready for the big celebration. At our house, my mom baked 3 kinds of pies: pecan and pumpkin and apple surprise. That night we were nestled all snug in our beds, while visions of turkey legs danced in our heads. The very next morning, Thanksgiving, yippee! We got up and watched the parade on TV. Relatives arrived from near and far, by taxi and airplane, by train and by car. My brother came up the basement stairs, hugging the kids' table and folding chairs. We counted and polished our best silverware, then set out 2 tables with patience and care. The turkey went in, and as more cousins came, I laughed and I shouted and called them by name. Hi, Danny. Hi, Donnie. Hi, Paula and Vicky. Hi, Casey. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Brenda and Ricky. Come in from the porch. Step into the hall. Now come and play. Come and play. Come and play all. So up to my room my cousins they flew. We played with my toys and computer games too. We made pilgrim hats and funny shoe buckles, then put on a skit for aunts and for uncles. All were assembled except Uncle Norm, who called to say he was stuck in a storm. Meanwhile, my mother was getting out yams, cranberry jelly, and honey-baked hams. When Mom wasn't looking, we stuck olives on fingers, and they were puppets and grand opera singers. While dinner was cooking, we played dodgeball outside. Our tummies were growling. "Can we eat yet?" we cried. The timer then sounded. The turkey was cooked. Mom opened the oven, she sniffed, and she looked. When what to our watering mouths should appear but a marvelous bird, which caused us to cheer. The skin, oh so golden, the drumsticks so juicy. The stuffing was fluffy, thanks to my Aunt Lucy. Dad slid out the bird. It weighed 30 pounds. He turned, then he tripped over one of our hounds. Up in the air the turkey did fly, over the string beans and straight for a pie. My brother and I made such a clatter as we leapt and caught the bird on a platter. "All right," said Grandpa, "get on with the carving. Can't you see that people are starving?" Dad spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He sliced up the turkey, then turned with a jerk. We all took our places. The food smelled so great. We started to dig in, but Dad said to wait. We're thankful that everyone is together this year, in our home and our hearts, where we hold you so dear. We ate and we ate, yet last but not least, the very next day was a leftovers feast. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. So, do you know what it's time for? It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, friends. Yee-haw!